Some of y'all subscribe to somebody else. Maybe you drop their subscription, come check ours. I'll see if ours is better.
They
Ours might
don't
be
even
better.
talk to them, B. They don't even talk to them. That's the crazy thing. We talk. And we shout you out. Just like we shouted out Ryan last time. You know what I'm saying? We shouted out my homegirl last time. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta pay attention. But anyway, top 5 feuds. We're gonna start at number 5.
Tyler Breeze, Prince Pretty, and this is Wrestling's Behind the Curtain.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Chance. So we got Shirtless Shorty, aka Sleeveless Shorty, right here today. Cancel the Great.
Right.
It's survived Monday, Memorial Day, Tuesday. You know what I mean? So get that Dunkin' Donuts in, get our coffee. Remember, America runs on Dunkin'. You know what I mean? Get that. We get the merch, all that good stuff. So if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Get the merch, get the Discord free. You know, it's been a little quiet lately, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't been in it, but it's been a little quiet lately. You know what I'm saying? But so you see the thumbnail, you know what we doing. Feuds. Top feuds AEW. I was on there yesterday, like 2:00 in the morning. I did a little video, CM Punk, MJF. You know what I'm saying? It got copyrighted for whatever reason. YouTube, y'all crazy because I seen like 2-3 other videos like that. I'm pretty sure they didn't get copyrighted, but you know,
We're trying to stop the shine.
You know, we'll figure that out. Maybe we ain't got no subject, so that's your fault. Make sure you subscribe. So I said, you know what? Let me just cut it off. So I deleted it. So if you saw it, cool. If you didn't, you didn't. Decided to call Kenny. Let's do original John. Let's just top 5 feuds, no footage. Let's just say what it is, say a little something about it, and let's go from there. So you know we can get that bag because that's what we're doing. We're getting the bag. Wrestling Behind the Curtain. If y'all F with us, you know what I'm saying? Got to like the video, subscribe, get the merch, get the Patreon. Join the YouTube membership. That might be easier for y'all. If y'all can't do the Patreon, do the YouTube membership. You go to the channel, slide all the way over, membership, hit that, boom. It's like $5. $5, 30 days. It's nothing. Not trying to be in your pockets, but I think it's nothing. If it's something, my bad. Don't worry about it. You'll still be here. You know, we appreciate y'all.
Some of y'all subscribe to somebody else. Maybe you drop their subscription, come check ours. I'll see if ours is better. Ours might be better.
Talk to them, B. They don't even talk to them. That's the crazy thing. We talk. And we shout you out. Just like we shouted out Ryan last time. You know what I'm saying? We shouted out my homegirl last time. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta pay attention. But anyway, top 5 feuds. We're gonna start at number 5. If y'all agree, you hit the like. If you disagree, you still hit the like, but you put in the comments what you think it should have been, or could have been, or would have been. So number 5, Kenny, where we at?
Number 5, we got FTR versus Young Bucks.
Go ahead.
And
bring the Young Bucks hate. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, come on. We want to talk about it. First of all, when we say feuds, me and Chance discuss this pre-production. We have, we don't always have 2 big meetings, but we talk about it a little bit. When we was talking about it pre-production, we were saying, feuds for the most part, I mean, depending on which one you look at, it's not just that one like a storyline. It's like the beef forever. So this feud has a lot of different good matches in it. It's got some pure wrestling. It's got some pure shenanigans. It's got some funny. It's mostly serious because FTR don't really roll with all the bullshit, but the Young Bucks is almost pure bullshit. Don't get me wrong. They could go. I know some of y'all don't think they spot merchants, whatever, blase squaze. But again, we're talking about two dudes who, built a ring in their backyard and was going. So they boys could go. I respect the in-ring acumen. And the storytelling in the ring for this feud is literally developed. You can literally see the Young Bucks didn't take the FTR serious. FTR literally grinded it down. Then the Young Bucks had to prove themselves that, we wrestle for real. We can wrestle with these guys. We're not going to take the belt off anybody else. We took it back off of them. There was belts involved in this feud. That's one thing I will mention, that all the feuds we're talking about don't have. This one did have belts involved a couple times. So I think that is also elevated, even though compared to the ones we're about to mention, it might not be the highest belt. There's some that don't have no belt at all, and it might not be the longest story, but I think if we're talking about the story of AEW, this has to be told. It's part of the feuds, I think, personally.
Definitely. And you got to remember, for the y'all that be hating, Nick and Matt basically kind of started and had a similar travels to Jeff and Matt Hardy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they basically talked about how much they loved the Hardys. Both had little rings. Both started real young. Both brothers. So, you know what I'm saying? I really don't understand. I think people hate the Young Bucks because not only are they like blunt, but they're trolls because they know that the internet wrestling community is wild. So they feed into it. Which this is a separate tangent. People don't like the Tony storyline right now. How Jack Perry and them is fucking up Tony. Oh damn! Oh well, guess we ain't getting monetized. But what's called?
We're working on it.
Well, actually, it's 5 minutes 44 seconds. So hopefully we are. But anyhow, they beat up Tony. But if you look deeper into the story, this is what I've done. You guys said Tony was the problem. That Tony's booking, Tony on Twitter, all that was Tony's fault. The reason why AEW was slipping. The whole promo of what the Young Bucks said and Jack Perry is they're getting rid of the problem and they're fixing the problem. So they beat up the person that you guys said is the problem, and you guys still don't like it, which is crazy. But anyway, that's a side note. We'll go there another day. But FTR Young Bucks, it was great. Plus, they had the whole CM Punk shenanigans. They're friends with CM Punk, so I'm pretty sure they felt the way about the Young Bucks and Kenny, all that good stuff. So that added to sort of like some real life Matt Hardy stuff like that. Obviously not with the girl cheating, but just real feelings. That was great. That was one of the greatest feuds of all time too. But yeah, it's number 5. So number 4.
Number 4, Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. I think you wanted to talk about this for sure. This is all you go for it.
If you know, you know. First of all, not only was Britt shining during this whole time, because before Jay was making the championships look good, it was Britt Baker. Britt was holding it down. Britt was the women's champion. It looked great, felt great. Everything was great. Matches was cool. She was doing the thing. Stable was cool. She was just rocking. Then we had Thunder Rosa coming. No shade of Thunder, but people were talking about that Thunder was sandbagging. That she wasn't selling moves. She wasn't really giving people like what they were supposed to do. Just being unprofessional. That's what they say. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But this is what they're saying. Supposedly there was backstage things. People said what they said. Britt and Thunder definitely knew that they were talking trash about each other. Got into the ring. I'm pretty sure there was some hits going on because it was a little sloppy, a little choppy. But the business went on. And because of this, which is the main reason why to me it's on there, is you guys hated on Britt so much after this. I think she might have been injured. But besides that, she's taking time off. She ain't been back on TV since. Like she had little spots here and there with Jamie, but she ain't been back since. And she was, from what I've been told by reading, because no one told me, she was hurt that people felt that way. She was like, all right, cool. So I ain't gonna worry about no championship. I ain't worry about nothing. I'm just gonna take time off. I'm gonna go do my dentist thing. But
if you go back and check the tape, the channel been around a minute. I believe we did say y'all need to ease up on how, because when she was a heel, she was getting such love. Then she got the chip, and then it was just straight hate, and we like, what's we don't understand. I mean, we did talk about, yes, get the merch. Wrestling fans are toxic. We did talk about how AEW had a problem with the chase being better than the belt, but Britt wasn't one of those. She was actually like the exception to that when we were talking about it. So, but again, wrestling fans toxic. We know y'all be hating. Y'all need to if y'all gonna be toxic, y'all might as well claim it and grab the shirt. That's why when I wear the shirt out, people like, oh, you a wrestling fan, or are you making fun of people who watch wrestling? No, I'm a wrestling fan. This is actually merch that my boy got. You feel me? So y'all come check that out. But I think I always think, at least personally, you mentioned Matt Hardy leader, which maybe we should do a throwback episode on that. I don't know. Everybody knows about it. We'll see. Maybe you don't. We'll drop a comment. I feel like even though we know wrestling is scripted and all that, every time real life bleeds into it, it just makes it better. Because the thing about wrestling is, compared to other sports, combat, especially with sports in general, is you don't know. Well, you know the outcome, right? But it's not just about the outcome. It's about how you get there in wrestling more than anything else. Because you might be watching a basketball game and you're like, man, I know the Celtics about to win this game, which, that's how I felt last night. I know they're about to win the game, but you watch the game for the game. Wrestling is, the thing about it is you can tweak it because you're literally in control. Every match, literally moves tell stories sometimes. Oh, why would a wrestler still another wrestler move? People change finishers, all those stuff. I mean, some of that stuff is less so now because of how brands work. You got to keep your brand. But back in the day, especially, man, every time real life bled into it, man, now you still in finishing moves and stuff like that. And I feel like this beef had a little taste of that because there was some real life attachment to it.
Definitely. And honorable mention, Will Ospreay versus, I don't know how to say it, so I'm going to mention
I'm about to say, I hope you looked it up so you can pronounce it correctly.
Takeshita. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Kenosha Takeshita. Anyway, with my no disrespect to you, my player, but honorable mention. Kenny said he ain't been here long enough to be in the top 5. But if y'all watch that match, you already know. And if you don't know Will, you should know Will. Like maybe tell Kenny to do it while you should be watching Will Ospreay and go back to all the mother feuds with Ricochet and all that. But that was a banger, and that basically told AEW fans that didn't know Will, and maybe we got a gem right here. So, honorable mention. Number 3.
Number Trace. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page.
My best friend. Kenny Omega. If
so,
you know.
This feud, I mean, it's funny because when these dudes were originally in the tag team, if you don't know, if you weren't there in the beginning of AEW, you know, if you knew or, you know, you just a casual, whatever the case may be, if you weren't there, they were in the tag team. They were the tag team champs. They lost the belts, and then the feud ensued. They kicked Hangman out of the Elite, which is a even bigger tie-in. There's a lot going on. He goes and joins the Dark Order. It's a lot. It's literally tied in. Again, I feel like when I was doing these feuds, yes, I wanted good matches, but it's AEW. I mean, they got bad matches, but I mean, if we're talking about top, we're gonna think of the good stuff anyway. What separated it for me when I was thinking of feuds off the top of my head before I wanted to use Google is I wanted to think how important were these feuds to the story of AEW, or were they important? This, you can't tell AEW story without this. Before Kenny goes on his championship run, he has this, and you could tell while they're on this run, even when they have the belts before they officially split. Hangman keeps messing up. You can see it frustrating Kenny. And again, they're telling the story. It's really good. Again, go back and check this shit out. And you can literally tell he's like, man, I should be going for a real chip right now. I'm here with this tag team thing. I'm with you. And I mean, yeah, we in the Elite, but you're literally like the opposite ends of the Elite because like he's really friends with the Young Bucks. Hangman was kind of closer to the Young Bucks than to him.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like they were on the opposite ends of with the Young Bucks being the Venn diagram. And it was just like, I don't really want to do this, and you messing up, and now we lost the belts, and I'm only here for belts. And literally, think about that. What happens next? Belt collector Kenny. You can't have that without him having to him literally the least important belt around. Basically, he had a belt, but he wasn't satisfied, and then he lost it anyway, even though he wasn't satisfied with having it. So, I go back and check out that feud specifically when they broke up, like the beginning. You go back because there's a couple of times, you know, Kenny comes back from injury, Hangman comes back from injury. There's some back and forth. There's some more going on. I don't think the story's over either. I do think they might, you know, jump back on it for a little different. I mean, again, that's the thing about wrestling. You can always go back to other stuff depending on what you got in the chamber. Yes, you want to see new stuff, but if stuff hasn't been wrapped up completely, you can go back to it, which is also why I have this so up because we could still see some more. We got potential for more.
Yeah, I ain't really got much to add on that, but basically what he said. We started from Bullet Club, the Elite, tag team to the beef when in ensued. So I mean, pretty much he wrapped it up. Number 2.
FTR.
This is my pick because if y'all knew, rest in peace, Jay Briscoe.
Just rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. FTR versus the Briscoes. Man, that dog calling match. Go ahead, Chance. It's yours. You like you said, it was your pick. I had it a little bit.
Every single match they had was crazy.
You convinced me for sure. Go ahead.
Every single match they had was crazy. Like everyone. You seen it and you was like, oh, that's fire. Boom, boom. And they announced another one. You're like, oh, like, how they going to top it? And the dog collar match came. And I feel like if you didn't know the Briscoes, you definitely knew the Briscoes after this feud. It was some of FTR's best work. The Briscoes definitely, they that's what they do. So Jay Shine, rest in peace. But if y'all haven't watched the dog collar match, I mean, you should watch the whole feud start. But if you haven't watched the dog collar match, that match is fire. You need to go watch it.
Not for sure. I got nothing to add. Like, again, that dog collar match literally, like, again, the feud is good. It was literally without, I mean, you see that, wait, I always forget which way to go. You see that Ring of Honor over my shoulder? That was literally like right before Ring of Honor was done. The Briscoes is literally like what Ring of Honor was before, you know, Tony took over and whatnot. And again, we still don't know really what the end image for that is, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. So you can't say Ring of Honor without saying the Briscoes. And right now, Ring of Honor is AEW. So I think there's actually a good way to tell that part of the story as well. And I didn't even think about that until I just said that. But again, that match, fire match, Briscoe's Legends, rest in peace, Jay. Nothing more to say, actually. And number one.
Number one, the whole reason why this video got started.
Again, this is the whole reason why Chance, asked me if I wanted to do this video. And I did agree this is definitely the best feud in AEW history. Possibly up there, maybe top 10 feuds of all time.
Maybe top 5.
Maybe top. I mean, the conversation can be had. We can go back and maybe that's the next video. But that's gonna have a deep production meeting because we gonna try to give respect to some old heads, but we ain't been around that long. I ain't gonna lie. Bruno Sammartino, you're not making my list. I don't care who you beef with. I'm sorry.
Terry, you ain't making none of mine.
We know he's not making yours. So we definitely got to do a deep dive when we do that. But that's definitely a video idea.
Which is a shame because Terry and Rock.
Oh yeah.
That promo was crazy. He said they believed in you. I believed in you. Yeah, that was crazy. But he ain't making mine. Go ahead.
Stone Cold versus Vince. But anyways, CM Punk versus MJF. I mean, what up?
I mean,
my man's left the company. Actually, one left the company. MJF barely been on TV since. This was company breaking right here. Go ahead, man.
I mean, we have arguably one of the best mic talkers ever. Pause. With CM Punk. We have the next generation, arguably, of CM Punk, MJF. We all heard it. We all knew that, MJF was getting mad praise. Like, his mic work, pause, is amazing. Like, he can go. Like, then we heard the rumors of CM Punk coming. Pause. Is he signing? He did. Chicago. Can MJF go toe-to-toe with CM Punk? And I'm going to tell you. There were some bars. If MJF wasn't him, this helped him become him. Because CM Punk, he ain't stay quiet. He had some liners that you're just a less a less known Miz or a less famous Miz. That was crazy. Yeah. That was crazy. And fans started calling him less famous Miz. But then he came back, talked about his UFC career, said, you old. You might as well just start the way you are now. You ain't who you used to be. You might as well just talk hustle, loyalty, respect. Said he wasn't nothing but a second place to Triple H. Like there was some bars, there was some jabs. It was deep. Promos was great. Then came the whole story about how he was. The line that CM Punk said was, "I didn't know your name was Maxwell. I thought it was my jealous fan." That was fire. But then they do the story about how he was, I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, crazy. But if it went into the story, even better. But he said that, he was picked on as a Jewish kid. They were picking on him, and his only greatest moment was that he was going to see CM Punk for that same day to get the signing, and they did that. And then, CM Punk came back. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, is that really what happened?" Boom, boom, boom. MJF hits him with the turn, kicks him in the nuts. And then, they jump him. Yo, I see this one. So I don't remember this part because I guess I was like just so into the moment. I didn't really pay attention. Yo, that match with Wardlow and CM Punk, bro, he powerbombed him like 12 times.
Yeah.
And through a table. That was crazy.
It's funny. So people talk. I mean, this is not what we. Okay, y'all know y'all get when y'all come to the channel. We got little tangents. Yeah, we informative. So when it comes to like storytelling and wrestling, people complain about Spot Fest, but there's certain instances like I can't remember which match it was, but you just reminded me. I think it was definitely Brock Lesnar. I think he gave someone the F5 like 6 times, and I was just like, "Oh, this guy's dead." like we would never see him on TV again, and I don't think we did. Hence why I couldn't remember who the heck I was just talking about. But there's certain moves, there's certain instruments in storytelling. And that's one of them. Wardlow was trying to murder Punk,
which is why I don't like Tony right now because he should have went. Wardlow should have went. We were screaming for Wardlow to go. Like
that turn on MJF should have been crazy. It should have been a crazy pop. They did not do that right. I definitely do agree. Like that Wardlow on MJF turn could have been crazy.
I don't even know if they could bring him back, but that's another video.
Very good point.
But to what you're saying, how some moves are crazy. Do you remember the first time we seen John Cena get destroyed by Brock? Pause. He did like 13 Suplex Cities. I think that's I think that's where Suplex City was born. And the backstory John said was like he told Brock, like, how do we make Brock look like Brock? Like, you got to do it. And I think that's the first time I ever seen Cena like look helpless. I was like,
yeah, he F5 them, he suplexed them, F5 them again, suplex, F5 was like, God damn, man. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that F5 was crazy.
But yeah, so back to it. So Wardlow killed him. It was crazy. And then, had that shenanigans with MJF and Wardlow, so CM Punk still won. But then it got to the dog collar match too. One of the greatest. That's another one. One of the greatest matches in AEW history.
I ain't gonna lie, that just gave me another video idea. Stipulations that like they don't miss. At least maybe for me. I don't think I've ever seen a bad dog collar match.
I can't remember.
This is the second time we mentioned it on the. I'm saying we brought it up 2 times on just this 5.
The Brody Lee and Cody Rhodes was crazy too.
Crazy, exactly. Like dog collar matches might be a don't miss. I mean, obviously you can't bring it out willy nilly, but I don't know. I gotta look into that. Stipulations that don't miss. But yeah,
number 1.
I don't think I have anything else to add. We could go all day about this feud. Really, it was. I might just go back and watch it again. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, as of now, I mean, Will got some time, and I'm pretty sure there's some Kennys we missed, but because Kenny is just amazing.
I don't even want to say we missed on. Maybe we could have done more honorable mentions. We only did add that honorable mention because we thought it was gonna be in the 5 before we started adding stuff up. But I mean, we only did a 5. Stuff gonna be left off. It's like when they talk about all-star snubs. I mean, again, there's only so many all-star spots. Somebody gotta get left off. Obviously, you might say, something. Now, you might call it a snub or whatever. You think something else should be in place for one of these 5, which in that case, leave a comment. I will see it. I will either. I won't respond. I'll make a video if it's worth it. If y'all,
I'll probably respond. I got time.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that. I'd rather do the video.
But yeah.
If the comments are there.
As of right now, I don't know if anything's going to beat that feud. As of right now.
Oh, I didn't mean by like the number 1. I just meant if they think anything on the list is incorrect. Because how people are.
No, I'm just saying. As of right now, I don't think because that had about
to be something crazy. If anything, it'd have to be one of these feuds already on here, like continuing and going crazy, like somewhere unexpected. Like Thunder Rosa, Baker got to come back on some crazy
or some real life shit happen.
Oh yeah.
So people really not hating, like liking each other. Like that CM Punk Jack Perry, it probably would have took number 1 had they stayed and they would have let that happen.
Yeah. Oh boy.
With the Young Bucks too and FCR. It could have got real crazy, but that's what we're here for. Y'all put in the comments if y'all agree. If you don't, what you wanted to see, what you didn't see. If you agree, if we spot on like always, because predictions we be nailing those out the park too. Yo, check out the reels. Check out everything. The merch, the Discord.
The Be Yourself podcast is another channel.
Be Yourself podcast. I put in a community post so y'all know where it's at. We got the Be Yourself podcast. We got the Geeked Out channel. So be like Marvel, DC, anime, all that good stuff. We got everything. So we are one shop stop for everything. So show support because we working. And be a YouTube member because we call you out. We shout you out, and you get to watch videos before anybody else that ain't sub gets to do it. So with that said, we'll be back. Be yourself.